हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट शिखा। आप देख रहे हैं दिल्ली चिली चैनल कैंडिड क्लास। ओ इट्स मी, अ होल न्यू एंटरटेनमेंट एक्सपीरियंस। गाइस, टुडे विद अस a very special personality. She is my personal favorite soul. She is none other than Rekha Mohan, a lawyer, a fashion designer, a philanthropist. Hello Rekha ji, welcome on the show.
Well, I'm very happy to be with you here. But let me tell you, I'm really not a fashion designer. But I do work with people who actually need me to provide chicken curry, to use it in their own fashion designing. And I get a lot of inspiration from them who have taught me how to use chicken curry. And last but not the least, I have learned the most from my small chicken workers who are not qualified, but their workmanship is more than expertise.
Commendable job, Rekha ji. This is commendable job. आप कह रहे हैं फैशन डिजाइनर नहीं, बट अभी मैंने आपके डिजाइन्स देखे हैं ना, amazed to see such beautiful chicken curry designs. Such beautiful. I haven't seen in my life. Telling you.
I'm very flattered if you think that, but maybe that's just a flair because I like wearing nice clothes. And I believe, of course, the clothes that I had put on my show are not the real clothes that I would look nice on me, but I thought I should work for a new generation. And for the first time I really stitched clothes. I have got a little advice and influence from other people like my daughter-in-law, their friends, my young designers who also work with me. But actually what I impressed on them, or what I really wanted from them, is to create for me what can I do with this beautiful chicken curry, the art, which is it's an undying art. I want to immortalize it. I want to take it global. I want chicken curry to be worn by everybody, but sometimes it becomes so unaffordable because it's so expensive. So I would like to work on cheaper fabrics like malmal, which originally actually it was worked upon.
मलमल का कुर्ता?
Malmal ka kurta and malmal ka dupattas, because dupattas can. Because I think chicken curry has the flair for romance, for being so, the workmanship is so delicate, and it says much more than what any other print or any other hand embroidered design can do. And it's a combination. For me, when I looked at chicken curry, I become very emotional. And I can very well understand why. But of course, it looks best on white on white. When people destroy the design by making it in colors and or making it in other white work on another fabric which is colored, I don't think it gives the real impression of what chicken curry wants to tell you. Chicken curry has about 31 stitches. You have to really know what those 31 stitches are and where you can put them and how you can put. You can't put all the 31 stitches on one fabric. So you have to decide on this fabric which stitch will look the best.
ये तो एक expert ही बता सकता है जो आप बता रहे हैं.
Yes, which I am. I think I'm quite an expert on my stitching. But I think that in my mind, I'm also very influenced because I travel. So sometimes I do see a lot of cuts and I want to put it into chicken curry, which I do. But I don't make the entire thing in chicken curry. So I put a few parts of chicken curry which I add on to my clothes. And then I give it another combination of another fabric. Otherwise, it becomes very expensive.
Okay, Rekha ji, like I have seen your work is so traditional. आप tradition को भी, जैसे आजकल तो लोग traditions भूल ही गए हैं. मैं यही देख रही हूँ, लेकिन आप इतना अच्छा tradition को promote कर रहे हैं, इतने unemployed लोगों को, especially ladies को, आपने इतना अच्छा job opportunity दे दिया है. It's really commendable. इसके बारे में थोड़ा विस्तार से आप बताइए.
ये ladies जो मेरे पास आई थी, they had a legal problem, or they were legal in the sense that they were either not being given the rights to stay in even the meager homes. Either they were being ill-treated by their in-laws, or they never had enough money in their hands to give to their children, or even enough food to eat for themselves.
Okay.
So I had no way of getting them jobs because I don't run a job employment company. But then I asked them, what is it that you can do? Because I used to live in Lucknow, and they said that we can do chicken curry.
रेखा जी, जैसे मैंने देखे कि बड़े beautiful designs थे आपके, all shararas and saris, तो इसके बारे में आप क्या बता रहे थे?
Saris I do quite a lot, which are very widely worn. And now I've started doing shararas and ghararas. Because now again, you have to believe, apart from them being traditional, people are wearing those plazos and things like this. But instead of making plazos out of chicken curry, I thought I'll give it another cut like sharara. And then I would keep the tradition part of it, because I never want the chicken curry traditional design and the styles to go.
Okay.
So that is why I would do a lot. And I do very long dupattas, because I find them very graceful. And because with chicken curry, there's the background is so unique, it's so graceful, it's so pure, it's so different from other styles that with chicken curry you have to be very careful how you're designing the outfit that you want to plan, because you have to make sure that you can give it a little bit of neck, where you can just about wear a piece of pearl or something. Because I myself don't like wearing jewelry over fabric. So I don't, and I neither like plunging necklines for chicken curry, kurtis or dresses. So I think that I like to keep it as traditional as I can.
फ्रेंड्स, मैं आपको एक बड़ी अच्छी बात बताना चाहूंगी, रेखा जी के डिजाइन सिर्फ इंडिया में नहीं, इंटरनेशनल भी बहुत पसंद किए जाते हैं। इंटरनेशनल अभी मैंने आपका कलेक्शंस देखा रेखा जी, उसके लिए मतलब कुछ डिफरेंस होता है या कुछ क्या होता है?
Yes, unfortunately or fortunately, it is different, because they are not going to, their styles are very different, because in the Middle East, their styling is different.
Yes.
But what I try to, then it's not only chicken curry, then I have to, because they wear long dresses. Then there are lots of people who on order ask me for chicken curry dresses which they wear for a wedding. So then I have to make a wedding dress. Then there are people who want to wear just a net sari with mokashed a petticoat, but which is a see-through sari. So the petticoat has to be done in total mokash.
Okay.
And then, so I do a combination of mokash and chicken curry. And I definitely would love to promote a lot of art that's done in our, like the Zardozi, the sequins, especially the mokash.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised, the chicken curry never traveled outside Lucknow. Even though Kanpur being only 80 kilometers away, chicken curry never traveled to Kanpur either. People still come to Lucknow to buy chicken curry. And I, of course, live there.
You make it so easy for people. People can come to you and buy.
Yeah, and they can buy from any price to any price, because I have a section which also caters from 2,000 to 5,000.
Wow.
Because there are a lot of people who like to wear, sometimes I've even given away clothes where I don't even want to make money, but I want people to wear chicken curry. I don't want this art to die. I don't care if they buy it for 1,000 also. So there is a time once a year which I do a promotion where I give away chicken curry, sometimes less than cost also. And that I do because there are lots of people who would, and I do it mainly just before the summer. I have 100 pieces, which is more like a donation. But a lot of this money goes for an NGO that I run called Skangani.
Okay.
And Sangani is thalassemia. It's a disease that Sangani runs for a disease called thalassemia, where we give at least 40% of our money we earn out of chicken curry to thalassemia.
Another commendable job.
But this thing came very late in my life, which is very sad, because I did not know there was a disease called thalassemia. And my job is going to be to propagate thalassemia, to tell people what is thalassemia. Do you know what is thalassemia?
I really don't know.
It is so sad that most of us don't even know, and being women who are going to produce children or become mothers or have, that if you are a carrier of thalassemia, so you must have your blood checked for thalassemia, and if your husband is also a carrier, you're bound to get a thalassemic child. And what does that mean? That the child has to change his blood every month.
Sad.
It's very sad, it's very painful and very expensive. So I think more than me doing anything else with this money, I thought, first I want to educate people. And I educate people, I call a lot of people, I give a lot of discussions on thalassemia. I understand thalassemia in every stage because it has a minor thalassemia and a major thalassemia. And some people can, but the sad part is that it starts with childbirth. So you inherit it. So no mother or father has any right to let a child inherit thalassemia. I don't know, maybe if, as I'm talking to, I hope all the people who will listen to me will talk to another person. Do you know what is thalassemia? So this is a time I'd like to take this opportunity to say, thalassemia is a blood disease. And it's only out of inheritance. Your father and mother together give it to you. Your father can't give it to you, your mother can't give it to you. Their combination together produce thalassemia. And if they're both thalassaemic, they should not have children. So I say, don't go to Pandit and don't go to show your palm and your patris. Please check your blood.
Wow.
First check your blood, then you check your patri, and then you do Hachar Puja and do all the things that you believe in. But first check your blood. If both of you are thalassaemic, please don't even bother to get married. People should understand that if people should, once in a while, if they can, I put up blood camps where you can give blood, and we put it up in a very reputable hospital, like
Fortis and all.
And very good doctors help us, and Red Cross is our partner.
Okay.
So they preserve the blood, and whenever it's required, it's given to people, but only to those people who are below the survival line. We don't give that blood free to anybody and everybody, excepting to thalassemic children who cannot afford to buy the blood. And last but not the least, I think that somewhere we'll have to do something to give back to life what life has given to you. And in our small way, we can always do something. So I felt that, touchwood, with God's grace, I've had a great life and traveled a lot, wonderful children. When I live in a traditional family, and which is 4 generations living together. So since I do such a traditional embroidery, so I like to keep up the tradition of, I think that when we, especially in India, when we keep up these traditions, we're very highly admired. And we should not consider that everybody we come across is our family. So everybody should understand what is thalassemia and protect each other, because there will not be very many people who will talk about thalassemia or spread thalassemia. But one thing I would definitely like to spread, 2 things. One is thalassemia, my first reason to live and to create this awareness. And the second reason, I'd like people to buy chicken curry, because you not only help, not only is it a beautiful design, but you help a lot of women who are not in any capacity to come out from their parda or to come out and be able to sell it to any one of us.
रेखा जी, ये जानने के बाद ना मेरी रिस्पेक्ट आपके लिए और भी ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है. It's really good to know all these about you. अच्छा रेखा जी, you're a full of a life person. How you keep it going?
Listen, life was given to you to live it. And if you are not living it, then you have no right to have a life. Life is a gift. And I think that every morning, and I get up and I say that, मैं आज क्या करूँगी? But I've actually planned मैं क्या करूँगी mentally, because I know that what I'm going to do. So like, I don't believe for dead yesterdays and for unborn tomorrows. Why think about them if today be sweet? So आज मैं क्या करूँगी which is beneficial to my mind and beneficial to the people I'm going to meet. I try and meet different people on different days at different, mainly for between lunchtime, because I like to be home before my husband comes home. But in that time, I run a full house, which is like a full-time job. But I segregate that and I make sure that I've planned everything. Because housekeeping is also, it's like a planned job. And if your house is not running the way it should be running, then you're not doing justice to yourself or to your family. So after that planning, I am very fond of eating. You know, I'm Rocky Mohan's wife.
Yes.
So I have to taste a lot of food to come back and tell him what I've eaten. Not that I eat out every day, but I do eat out quite a lot. To understand, because I run an app called Gourmet Passport app. So I go to all these 120 restaurants I try to get there once a year.
This app is also my personal favorite. आप इसके बारे में ना अपने खुद के experience share कीजिए.
Well, when they brought, see, I was not very computer savvy or I'm technology savvy. So when I saw this app on my phone, I bought this app for only 999 rupees. And I was wondering, what am I going to do with this app? So then I said, it was brought out by, of course, Mr. Mohan. So he said, you go and enjoy yourself and pay only 50% when you're entertaining your friends. So I went And I was shocked that when I took 6 people out the other day to JW Marriott, they gave a fantastic buffet. I paid for only 3. And then I realized that I got a 50% discount on the main course wherever I went. I went to another beautiful restaurant at the Grand called It. It's an Italian restaurant. I had 2 main courses and 1 was free. So I said, I matlab that 1,000 rupees that you only pay once for 1 whole year, I have already saved over 30,000-40,000 rupees.
It's reasonable, quite.
It is so fantastic. I think that it's more than, I don't mind buying this app every 5 days because I might want to go back to the same restaurants. But now I've been trying all the restaurants on the app and each one seems to be very good and each one has a rating. But I would like to see that why it was so well chosen by my husband and why everybody should use this app. If for 1,000, if the first time you use the app, you've already recovered your money. So I just feel that this app was very important for me. And I would like to also do an event with this app, and promote these restaurants too.
Delhi Chilli is always there to support you.
Lovely. And then I would like to certainly use this app, use chicken curry, use all that I can get from the kind of things that I do, and donate all that money to thalassemia.
That's commendable.
And mostly importantly, I think that we should, the biggest thing in life is giving. Yes. I think, and what I read the other day, that when you give, there is somebody who's always giving you.
You're a great philanthropist woman.
I don't know whether you call it philanthropy, but I enjoy giving in the sense of not only the kind of jobs I give people, because I run schools also. Yes. I'm into education as my own personal business, but I love entertaining because I love people. I think that with every single person I meet, no matter how small, no matter how big they are, no matter what strata they may be, whatever position they're in, I learn something.
Okay, Rekha ji, like Rocky ji is a big food critic. He's a writer as well. And you are a good food taster. So how
yeah,
it goes?
Because Rocky ji had to get into food because he had a wife who couldn't make tea. If you tell me how to make tea, I won't be able to do it unless somebody says, so I've got a whistling kettle. I know that the water is boiled. And then I only use tea bags when I'm traveling, because otherwise, when he realized he had a wife who knew nothing about cooking, he went into the kitchen not to become such a great food author, which he is today. But I think he also was born out of chance. But I take this credit because I was so bad at cooking that
So you are behind him, yes. Obviously.
I don't know whether I was behind him positively or negatively, but I certainly forced him to get into food not out of chance, not out of choice. But eventually, I never even thought that he'd become so big. And as you know, that he's also being awarded the Gourmet Award.
Yes.
And I really think that he is so knowledgeable about food, I can ask him many questions, but he gets most irritated when I ask him at the most unearthly hours, because I ask him such silly questions, and he tells me, please, will you stop it? Not again. You're not talking about food again. Because I'm always talking about food, because I want to know something, because I'm planning my next day's lunch. But he doesn't understand that. He thinks I'm only talking about food. But,
okay.
But I enjoy going out with him eating, because I can understand why he's ordered whatever he's ordered, because he's trying out a new taste. And even we maybe are going to 4 different Chinese restaurants, but then in his mind he's realized who added what ingredient to what to make it special and make it different. That's it.
He's the expert and a very nice human being, I must say.
I think so too.
अच्छा रेखा जी, like this show is all about life journey. तो फ्लैशबैक में चलते हैं, कुछ आप अपनी मेमोरीज ऐसे कुछ शेयर करना चाहें हमारे व्यूअर्स के साथ? हम भी जानना चाहेंगे. योर लाइफ इज सो फुल ऑफ फन एंड इट्स इंस्पायरिंग. It's lovely listening to you.
Well, if I have to rewind my life, I'll live it exactly the way I've lived it. I studied in a beautiful school in Darjeeling, in actually Kurseong, St. Helens Convent. And then I studied in Shillong to do my college. So I saw some beautiful parts of India. And I came from a background of music because my mother herself was a very big singer. So we all sing, or my whole entire family sings. And when we get together, we don't need any support of instrument or anybody else to sing. But we all want to sing. In fact, we're all dying to sing. And I married into a family who are also very fond of music. And but what was beautiful is that we only, because we were from Calcutta, I'm from Calcutta, we were not educated about Urdu. So it was only Rabindra Sangeet or English numbers and classical, even in whether it was Indian classical or English classical. But Hindi and Urdu were kept away. I was never very close to listening to Urdu or Hindi, so I didn't even know about Hindi because we Bengalis speak very bad Hindi.
But you speak Hindi well.
Maybe now I'm married for 40 years, but my Urdu has become much better because I lived in Lucknow for so long and I got so involved with Begum Akhtar's music that I only wanted to sing Begum Akhtar.
Can you sing something, 2 lines for us?
My voice is in a very bad shape and I'm not really such a big singer.
Still, we want to listen few lines.
मेरे हम नफस मेरे हम नवा मुझे दोस्त बन के लगा न दे मैं हूँ दर्द इश्क से जब मुझे जिंदगी की दुआ न दे मेरे हम.
So beautiful and very traditional. मुझे तो पता नहीं था, रेखा जी, you're full of talent.
No, I'm not talented. This is
Multi-talented woman you are.
If no, I don't think this is just a passion. Is it? Of course, you have caught me at a very wrong moment. Had I known, I would have kept my voice and not had so much of Imli and Churan, which I've been doing in the last few days. But of course, I love Begum Akhtar. I love a lot of people who sing Urdu. But the most important thing that I learned my Urdu from my husband, because my pronunciation was bad, I didn't even understand. And you cannot sing any song with English, Urdu, Hindi, Tamil, Marathi, anything, unless you feel for the words you're singing. You have to feel what you're singing. Like you have to feel when you're eating. Right. You have to enjoy what you're eating. You just can't eat because to fill your stomach. And you have to enjoy what you're doing. Whether I'm looking at printing, when I do printing of chicken curry, which I do myself, I actually sit and look at it like a piece of jewelry, because it is so beautiful. So like that, and I love to see that beauty in all my friends who have so many other talents and so many things I learn, from their many, whatever they are passionate about. Some people who cook very well, some people who talk very well, some people who recite very well. So there is, and some people who are so kind. Sometimes I learn kindness from people.
You're already too kind.
No, not really. I can be quite harsh.
I think so.
But the kindness that I see, some people who are so gentle, some people who talk very well, some people whose language is so articulate. Everything I see, there's so much to see in people, there's so much to learn around you. When I walk through my garden, I enjoy my gardening. And I see the colors. What a great artist God must be, that you can't even imagine those colors till you've actually seen them. And I live in a farm. I think that if you want, you'll always see goodness. I love people. So I see a lot of goodness in people. I don't have to evaluate them for who they are, what they are, and what talents they have. I think that I believe in this theory of Shani because I'm a great bhakt of Shani. And Shani always says that if you can look after people who are weaker than you, economically, physically, and in every other way, that means you are actually pleasing me. And I feel that I have this silly notion that it is so important to be nicer to people who are less fortunate than you are. So, And I feel that Shani is going to be very pleased with me, with this one of the most powerful malefic stars, which my husband is laughing at me all the time about this thing that I talk about Shani. But I think that people who do understand astrology realize the most important star to please is Shani.
आपने तो जिंदगी की सीख दे दी है कि जो लोग less fortunate हैं, to be kind to them.
It's more.
Everybody cannot.
It's very difficult, I agree, but it's because you can get much more out of them because they will be more easy to give to you, and it's more easy for you to probably benefit because they're actually giving you something which you were not even aware of. Sometimes we don't look at those people like that. You know, we are always trying to social climb, or we're trying to see people who are bigger than us or better than us. Nobody is bigger and nobody is better than anybody, and nobody is poorer or lesser than anybody. Everybody has got something to give you, and most important, I think that everybody has love to give you, which is so universal.
अच्छा रेखा जी, आज के टाइम में ना तो जॉइंट फैमिलीज का बिल्कुल खत्म ही होता जा रहा है सिस्टम. आप जिस मतलब जो ग्लैमर से आप जुड़ी हैं उसमें देखकर मतलब यू आर सच अ डाउन टू अर्थ पर्सन, अ फैमिली पर्सन यू आर, कि अभी तक भी
You know, every day I have a party on my dining table. Yes. Every night we eat together. Every single night, and then unless we say one couple is going out, but all of us can't go out at the same time. My mother-in-law stays with me, my brother-in-law stays with me, my two sons, their wives, and I have 5 grandchildren, and of course myself and Mr. Mohan. So only one couple is allowed to go out on one particular night because we have the children at home, we have elderly people at home, so all of us cannot go out all together. And if we do go out all together, then everybody has to go out, which is normally a Sunday lunch.
Wow.
But on my table, it's more fun when we're eating together. Because every day we make different food, because apart from being it experimental, we try to make food which Rocky Ji has written in his books, because he's got over 1,000 recipes.
Yes.
So we try to make something, at least 2-3 dishes out of that. And then we find out, was it really the correct thing? Is there anything more to be added? Then we finally realize, no, he's done such a correct job but we have to make it to the correct combination, you know. So like when we're having wazwan, which is Kashmiri, then we only try to eat plain rice, because we know Kashmiri food won't go with any biryani or anything. When we do Mughlai, then we make sure that it's the famous chicken korma of Rekha Mohan, Rick Stein is always talking about.
Yes, yes.
And then we have biryani or a pulao. Actually, when we make a biryani, then we don't make very many other things, because we do it with raita and we want sabzi. Because then you kill biryani if you make anything else. And if you make chicken korma, then you should not make biryani. Then you should make something which will flatter the korma, and people don't just keep. You can't mix chicken. You can't make a biryani with a korma. You should not. So you have to also know those combinations which we are taught so much and which we have learned so much from Rocky, that we don't really need to understand what food I have to order, because I know what combination goes with what.
रेखा जी, आई एम फीलिंग वेरी ब्लेस्ड टुडे कि मेरी पूरी टीम यहाँ मौजूद है. आपका इंटरव्यू शूट करने के लिए मैं आई हूँ. फीलिंग सो मच फ्यूल्ड अप आई एम एक्चुअली. अच्छा रेखा जी, आप हमारे डेली चिली व्यूअर्स को क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
जिंदगी न मिलेगी दोबारा. Enjoy every talent God has given you. Enjoy every moment you have which you're alive and healthy. And remember, in giving and sharing, you have no idea how much the universe gives back to you. Unintentionally, you'll realize, "Arey, ye kaise ho gaya?" And you suddenly feel that you're so lucky that you've got life, and because you don't know tomorrow. But aaj ke din jiyo.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
Rekha ji, thank you so much for coming to my show, for talking to me. Thank you so much for fueling me up today and fueling me, all my viewers. This is really nice and wonderful day out today with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for interviewing me, and I feel very honored.
Friends, आप देख रहे थे डेली चिली चैनल, कैंडी फ्लॉस, ओ इट्स मी, अ होल न्यू एंटरटेनमेंट एक्सपीरियंस. थैंक यू.